Hi, this is Micornus Phokane, the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. We are continuing with our part 3 of this great topic of things that you do as you grow. Things that you do as you grow as a young man. And I want to speak about you respect the differences as you grow. Now, as a young man, I want to emphasize that as you grow, you start to look at differences. You start to look at things in a different manner because you start to realize that people are not the same. You start to realize that our minds are not the same. You start to realize that our mannerism and our behaviors cannot be the same, therefore, because one, we are not actually here on earth for the same purpose. We are not here for the same destiny. Now, because of that, then that crafts us as human beings to be different. And as a young man, I'm sure you have also taken cognizance of the fact that, especially even in your own family, you and your siblings are not the same. You are different. And you've realized that you and your family, cousins and brothers and sisters and so on, you're not the same, even though some of you are born from the same mother and father. You are not the same. And you have realized that even though some of you have grown up in the same family unit, cluster, whereby you all grew up the same, you all grew up at the same place, but you'll still not be different. You'll still not be the same because you will be different. Some will be introverted, some of you will be extroverted, some of you will be really approachable, some of you will be shrewd and not approachable. And you see the difference. Some of you will be actually of minds that are corrupt, some of you will be of gentle minds and so on. So you find that amongst even the same children of the same mother, they are not the same. Now I want to speak about this because I know that as you grow, you must start recognizing differences. You must start acknowledging them as well, because if you think that we are the same, then you'll think that everybody will be the same. Then you'll think that we'll think the same way. And you'll be offended easily as a young man, because there are those people that will do things that you expect them to be doing, but they will not do because they are actually their own beings, their own unique human beings. So therefore, they're not going to do what you're thinking, because listen to this, we're not thinking the same way. And there are people that get so offended and say, but why did he do that? Why did he behave this way? Why did he go to such and such place? Why did he speak this way? Now, let me help you. That he spoke that way because he is a unique being on his own. He did what he did because that is what was appropriate for him at that time. He went to the place that he went to because that is what his mind told him. Now, you may ask and say, didn't he see that that place that he went to was dangerous? Didn't he realize that he was going to die there? Listen to this. We are unique human beings with unique mindsets. We are unique human beings with unique inner beings. So we are not the same. So therefore, as you grow, you'll realize that you will respect the differences. You'll start realizing that we are not the same. And we are different, so therefore we think differently. So each one amongst us, therefore, will be respected for their opinions. When you start to realize that differences need to be respected, you would know that people will bring their own opinions. And their opinions is their opinions, and you have got your own opinion as well. So give away your own opinion. Now, this is very important. Now, because when you start to know that we got differences, that is going to make you to be at peace with many people. You would know that they are not doing things intentionally, because you'll forever feel that they should see this, they should say this because they see this. No, don't do that, because people are different and therefore they see things differently, and that is why they behave differently. When you start to see that you must know that you have actually walked yourself out of prison. You have released yourself out of prison. The prison that we talk about the prison of biasness, of being biased to think that everybody should think the same like you. being biased to think that everybody should behave like you. So when you are growing as a young man, you'll realize that you'll respect differences of people, that people are not the same. And therefore, you will accommodate people differently as they are, because they will never be the same, by the way. And they will never be like you. They'll never think like you. They'll never understand things like you. So please don't blame people for them being themselves. Learn to know that differences are there in life and we cannot be the same again. So when you grow as a young man, you start to learn that we need to respect differences, and that's very, very important. Now, also when you grow, you'll realize that you don't force love anymore. You don't force love anymore. And as a young man, I want to emphasize that as you are young, you would actually have realized that it was a priority of yours that you must be loved by everyone. And everyone who shows like they're not loving you, you become offended or you hate them back because you feel that, why are they not loving you? Listen to this. This is the world. This is the earth. There are haters too. There are those people that may look like they love you, but they don't love you. There are those people that will behave as if they love you, but they don't love you. In fact, they are haters in your life. Now, I want you to understand that as we live in this life, we're living in a life whereby we're having lovers and haters. So don't expect everybody to be lovey-dovey to you all the time. Everybody to be embracing you and hiking you. Everybody to be holding you at high esteem and hiking you and welcoming you. Remember that people are not the same, as we said earlier. We have spoken earlier that people are unique. So therefore, as people are unique, they will never treat you the same way. They will be different. And therefore, if someone doesn't love you, please, as a young man, don't force love. And we have seen that young men, because they are obsessed about being loved, they already spend more time in the company of friends, even those friends that are toxic to them, even those friends that are dangerous to them, because those friends that will lead you astray in life. Because you want to belong to a group that you feel you're being loved. Because you're so obsessed about love, but please make sure that you understand that you cannot force love. You cannot make people to love you if they don't love you. You cannot impose yourself into people so that they can love you. So love cannot be forced. So therefore, as a young man, as you grow, you must realize that you cannot force love. And I want to speak today about forcing love to somebody with opposite sex, particularly in the generation that we're living in. We're having gender-based violence today because the young men who have been jilted by their girlfriends, they don't want to accept that they've been jilted. They don't want to accept the fact that they are not loved anymore. They don't want to accept the fact that they're being rejected. So that is problematic, particularly in the days of today. Now, young men, be careful that you are not going to land yourself into prison, because some of you are in prison already by not accepting the fact that you cannot force love to somebody. If someone doesn't love you anymore, you cannot force them to love you. You cannot even beat them enough for them to love you. You cannot even punish them enough for them to love you. If they don't love you, they don't love you. So please, cheers, leave them alone and don't even try to force them to love you. Now, we have young men today that are abusive. We're having young men today that are beating up ladies. Some go to an extent of even killing them. Some go to an extent of even raping them. And I want to emphasize, young men, that don't mess up with your life by actually forcing love to people, because as you do so, you are going to be arrested because you force yourself into somebody. You force yourself into somebody who doesn't love you. If they don't love you, please move on. There are many other people that will love you. Don't force this particular person to love you if they don't love you. And I want to emphasize that because we have seen the rise in gender-based violence. We have seen the rise in killing of young women and children. We have seen this happening. And as a young man, I want to warn you today, don't mess up your life you'll end up in prison and mess up with your life. You'll end up being in prison and your life will not shape up again because you have landed yourself in prison by forcing love to people. You cannot force love to people. If people love you, they love you. If they don't love you, they don't love you. So please be careful of that. And as I emphasize that, I know that you will learn out of this as a young man. Allow me to end up here today. Your host, Micornus Phokane. Thank you very much for listening to us and be part of this great topic. We'll deal with part 4 tomorrow. Please be on the guard and join us tomorrow once more. And I want to draw your attention to our YouTube channel. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure that you also like our Facebook page, Young Men Empowerment Forum, and also the Micornus Phokane Facebook page. So please like those as we post these videos, and make sure that you click notification button as well, that you may be notified as soon as we have posted a video and you can be able to listen to those. May the good Lord bless you. Your host, Micornus Phokane, once more. Allow me to check out right here and say cheers for now.